Huey's Hidden Staircase at the old Governor's Mansion. Feel the heartbeat of our culture. Visit your nearest museum today. Find out more at sos.la.gov.
Healthcare.gov has plans for health because you have plans for life. All plans cover doctor visits and emergency care to keep you and your family running strong. All plans cover hospital stays and prescriptions so you can have peace of mind. Visit healthcare.gov to explore health plans from the brands you know. 4 out of 5 customers can find a health plan for $10 or less per month with financial help. Healthcare.gov is here for you. Final deadline to enroll is January.
Spring Electric, online at jackspringelectric.com.
Every time, keeping your operations running smoothly and your homes powered up. And when the power goes out, trust our generators to keep your lights on and your business going strong. Visit jackspringelectric.com for all of your electrical needs. For quality you can trust, visit jackspringelectric.com today. Jack Spring Electric, powering your world.
Hey, wouldn't it be great if life came with a remote control? You know, you could hit pause when you needed to, or hit rewind. Like that time you knocked down that wasp's nest.
Uh-oh.
Or that time you forgot to roll up your windows in the car wash.
Fantastic.
Yeah, a remote control would have come in handy then. Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. With early diagnosis and a few healthy changes like managing your weight, getting active, stopping smoking, and eating healthier, you can stop prediabetes before it leads to type 2 diabetes. It's easy to learn your risk. Take the 1-minute test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Life doesn't come with a remote control.
Yikes!
So you're on your own with the wasps. You have the power to take control of prediabetes. Visit doihaveprediabetes.org today. That's doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its Prediabetes Awareness Partners.
You're never completely ready to adopt a teen.
For late nights writing English papers.
For your teen's music taste.
For dinners, where they talk more on their phone than with you.
For the first time, they call you Mom.
You're never completely ready to adopt a teen, and you can't imagine the reward.
To learn more about adopting a teen, visit adoptuskids.org.
Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
Debe llamar al 811 por lo menos 2 a 3 días hábiles antes de excavar. Por lo tanto, antes de hacer esto o esto, asegúrese de hacer esto. Para proyectos de excavación, grandes o pequeños, llame al 811.
Tiger weather now. Wild temperatures next couple of days trending colder as we head into the latter half of the weekend, and possible winter weather concerns Monday night into Tuesday. We'll track the trends of the forecast in the days ahead. Partly cloudy, 62 here this afternoon. Clear tonight, 36. Cloudy tomorrow, 60. Partly cloudy Saturday's high mid-50s. Richard DeWetting at the Weather Channel.
KWKH and K277DO Shreveport, 103.3 FM and 1130 The Tiger, your home for LSU sports, a Town Square Media station. The following is a paid program. Participants of this program are not employees of this station, and their views, opinions, and claims do not necessarily represent those of Town Square Media, its employees, or advertisers.
The following program is paid for by Tim Fletcher.
Good afternoon. It's the Patrick Netherton Show.
Voice of the Demons, right?
Yes.
Touchdown, Demons!
Brined, marinated, or dry rubbed, it's sports the way you like it.
Sports Center Top 10 right there!
Talking to the biggest names, bringing you the best interviews.
He actually smokes his beans.
Thank you, Mr. Know-It-All.
The cooler is full, and the brisket is resting.
Just a nice little pull, and it comes right apart. That's perfect.
We eat ribs with this dude.
Here's your master of ceremonies, the Kansas City Barbecue Society certified expert.
Throw the fade, looking for Ferguson. Got it!
Patrick Netherton.
13-yard touchdown. Demons are back in it. And good afternoon. We welcome you in. It's the Patrick Netherton Show right here on 1130 The Tiger. What's up, everybody? How we doing? I am back at home today. Had a bunch of stuff to get done around the house. I got a lot of prep work that I'm trying to get done to get ready to go down to Natchitoches this afternoon and call a little basketball. Demons on the women's side. The women Demons are taking on UNO tonight, taking on the Privateers, and then Saturday a big one, big doubleheader. League leading Southeastern Louisiana. They're leading the league on the women's side. They come in, and on the men's side also a pretty solid squad as well. They're coming in as well. So game tonight, doubleheader on Saturday, softball banquet on Saturday, and then a single game on Monday when UNO comes into Natchitoches. So busy little beaver. That's me. That's why I am back at home today. Don't know about tomorrow yet. We'll check on tomorrow, but at least for today, I'm missing Hambone's beautiful face. I don't get to see my boy today after seeing him for the first 3 days of the week. Don't get to see Hambone's beautiful grill today. So that's unfortunate, but it is good. We do have the capability to do the show from the house, and obviously that's really nice. It's good to be able to have that ability. So we got that going on. We got all, obviously coaching searches continue to be the story. Kellen Moore is now officially going to be interviewed by Dallas. You've got more talk about potentially Deion Sanders being the guy in Dallas, that he's very intrigued by the prospect. I know a lot of Cowboy haters are also very intrigued by the prospect of potentially Deion Sanders being the guy in Dallas. So we can talk about that. We got college basketball going on. We didn't really get into LSU and Matt McMahon getting a good win over Arkansas. And what's going on at Arkansas, man? John Calipari and his crew, maybe not as, maybe the bloom a little bit off the rose just a touch. I don't know. But yeah, the sweet honeymoon of getting John Calipari to Arkansas may be a bit short-lived. I don't know. We'll see. But we're here. We're hanging out. We're at the house. So we'd love to hear from you. The more you can get involved in the show, the better things will be. So feel free to jump in and get involved. How do you do that? You can reach us in a variety of ways. You can listen to us both on the FM and the AM dial. We are on 1130 on the AM dial, and we are on 103.3 on the FM dial. So those are the easiest ways to get in touch with us. If you want to listen to the show, if you would like to actually reach us and talk to us a bit, you can certainly do that. The ways to do that: the Pearl Shreveport hotline, 318-RALLY-45, 318-725-5945. Hello.
Hey, Coach O.
So reach us there, or if you like, you can find us on the Bobby L. Greene Plumbing text line. The Bobby L. Greene Plumbing text line is 318-657-0HAM, 318-657-0426. We're also available for you on 4 different streaming platforms. That's right. We are available on 4 different streaming platforms. That would be Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. If you want to find us on any of those, you certainly can. They're all available to you. All of them except for Twitter are some form of Netherton show. But if it's Twitter, it's at PT Netherton, Otherwise, it is some form of Netherton show. On Facebook, it's facebook.com/Netherton show. On Twitch, it's twitch.tv/Netherton show. And on YouTube, it is youtube.com/@Netherton show. You have to put the little at symbol in front of it. So Those are the ways that you can get in touch with the show via the internet, whether you are listening to us in traditional sense or watching us on the stream. You can, again, call us if you like. You can text us if you like. Absolutely would love to have you. We are also available via the app if you would like to tune in that way. 1130 The Tiger, search for that on Google Play or your iTunes App Store, and you can listen to us in crystal clear HD audio. We're going to go and introduce Rogers Hampton early in the show today because we gotta talk about a couple of breaking stories that came out here recently. So, ladies and gentlemen, Rogers Hampton Jr.
We represent the Lollipop Guild, the Lollipop Guild, the Lollipop Guild, and in the name of the Lollipop Guild, we...
Hey, boy! Hey, boy.
Hi, man.
Hello.
What's up, my dude?
Friday Eve.
It is Friday Eve, my friend. It is.
Finally getting to a groove and then had to kind of switch it up today.
Yeah. I just, it's today's one of those days. I got laundry going. I'm trying to finish up my boards for tonight. I'm trying to also get ready to get my boards prepared for Saturday. It's today's a bit of a mess, Rogers. There's no doubt. Today's a bit of a mess. So, it's one of those days where you kind of just, all right, well, I guess we'll just kind of go about our day, and then we'll figure out what's happening when it's happening. So, that's what we got going on. So, how are you, my friend? Everything good?
Yeah, it's quiet around here again. So without you being here,
right?
It's super quiet.
Yeah, well, you're welcome, I guess.
It is. I got the door shut, so that way nobody's going to bother me.
Well, Rogers, it's actually not quiet around here, thanks to, I don't know if you can hear them or not, but thanks to the folks that are over there working across the street, mowing grass. And grass isn't growing right now. What are we doing mowing grass? Grass is not growing. Why are we mowing grass? I don't know. But nevertheless, there absolutely is some kind of mowing going on across the street, even though, again, we don't necessarily need a mower. Don't really need that right now. So anyway, we're hanging, we're chilling. Everything's good. I hope everyone is doing very well. We are. So we did have the breaking news, Rogers, was more in the broadcasting realm than anything else, and that was the fact that we lost one of the legends of broadcasting, and Bob Uecker. Bob Uecker dying at the age of 90, by the way, which, Uecker was one of those guys that it just felt like he would just never, it felt like he would just broadcast forever. He never seemed to lose a step. He was always, always seemed good. Everything was everything good in his world. So, yeah, he was one of those guys you just never felt like he would check out at any point in time. Unfortunately, he did, and we're obviously all worse for it. And the broadcasting world losing an absolute icon. Also, not for nothing, but kind of crazy to consider the idea that Bob Uecker is almost synonymous with two different franchises, one of whom he didn't actually call games for. Right? That to me is the amazing thing about Uecker, is the fact that, Rogers, what do you associate Bob Uecker most with? It's the Cleveland Indians, right? Like I would guess that if you asked most people, hey, who does Bob Uecker call games for? My guess is most of them would say the Cleveland Guardians, Indians, whatever. He's not. That's not him. He doesn't call games for Cleveland. He calls games for Milwaukee. which again is pretty insane to consider the idea that that Bob Uecker wasn't actually a broadcaster for the Cleveland Indians at any point in time. He was a broadcaster for the Milwaukee Brewers, and yet we don't think of him as being we think of him as being the Cleveland Indians guy. So it's kind of insane to consider the idea that, hey, Uecker was actually, this is who he was. So just one of those guys that just kind of because of how good he was in the movies, in the major league movies, he's a guy that we just kind of consider there. We don't consider him as being as being the Milwaukee Brewers guy. And obviously people that are big fans obviously know him that way. But the casual baseball fan, I think, would probably tell you that this is a guy who was the Cleveland Indians guy, not the Milwaukee Brewers guy. So, yeah, that's I think that's pretty interesting, right? I think that's pretty insane to consider that a guy was that well known in the movies that he would end up being that guy. Anyway, so Bob Uecker passing away at the age of 90. Obviously, one of the obviously major voices from the one of the major voices in all of Major League Baseball. That is absolutely for sure. All right, so with that in mind, would love to hear your thoughts on Bob Uecker and obviously great memories, and we quote him a ton when it comes to broadcasting. We quote him a ton when it comes to the just to the world of baseball in general. We're this is absolutely a guy that is synonymous with what we do in baseball. So just crazy, absolutely just crazy. So we'd love to hear from you. There's also, by the way, the Australian Open is going on, and there's an American who is basically embracing being a villain over in Australia, and it is hilarious. It's on the women's side, and we can certainly talk about that. It's wild, but over in the Australian Open, there's a player who is just embracing the villainy, and it's awesome. It is absolutely awesome. So we can discuss that a little bit if you like. We'll get into some of that and whatever else is on your mind. Our show brought to you by our fine friends at the Pearl in Shreveport and by Bobby L. Greene Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. And Rogers, wouldn't you know it, I'm trying to get my laundry done and got through the washer, and the problem always with laundry is once you get in the dryer. Right, you get in the dryer and you don't know how long that's going to take. And I have one of those smart dryers that will tell you, hey, blah blah blah, this, that, the other, and it'll smart dry for you. So it'll set itself. It'll be like, all right, this is going to be 43 minutes when you first started on just the regular, normal thing, and then next thing you know, you look up and, oh, lo and behold, it's still going. At one point, it got down to 6 minutes. Got down to 6 minutes, and then next thing you know, it turned around, and boom, it was at 9 minutes. And I'm like, okay, well, this isn't ideal, but come to find out that it actually, because it has a smart moisture sensor in it. It understands, it knows what's up. So that was a little bit unusual to say the least. So yeah, I'm sitting here. I'm trying to get my dang clothes dry because some of them are clothes that I've got to wear tonight for my broadcast. And I'm just sitting here going, okay, well, I guess we'll do that when we do that. Like, I guess it'll happen at some point. And so, of course, the clothes end up getting dry during the middle of the show, which no surprise. Even though I put them on an hour and a half ago, it took them that long. 'Cause it's a large load, that's for sure. But anyway, so we got that going on. We're going to bebop out of here coming up in just a bit to go grab Hambone. By the way, Rogers, what's do we have a truck update for the folks that
not completely.
Okay, we just don't know at this point.
Well, they think it's been identified, but since my truck's 23 years old, they're
right.
trying to find a part.
Yeah, good luck finding a part for that thing.
Yeah, so they can't check the oil leak until they can start the engine. So I'm kind of in hold mode right now.
I got you. Well, at least you
definitely don't have to order the part because you don't just have a 23-year-old part just sitting around most places.
There's not a 23-year-old part just hanging out?
I don't think so. So they're probably having to track it down and maybe even have to ship it in from somewhere. So I'm not quite sure, to be honest with you.
Okay, well, Hambone, I hope they figure it out, my friend.
Because right now it's just me by myself out here.
Yeah, you're just hanging out, like. But I am going to come get you, just so you know. I'm
okay, if something changes, I'll let you know, because
yeah.
I was going to say something to Fletch about it, but he already had some plans for this afternoon.
Yeah, no, there's no problem.
He said, well, I'll check in with you when I get done just to see if, Patrick needs a break, because I kind of told him what was going on, because I was like, well, I didn't want you to all of a sudden hear Patrick was at home and you thought something was wrong. It's just that he's got a game tonight, and he's got to do his boards, and he's got a bunch of stuff to do for that, so that's why we're doing it. I just didn't, want him to worry. He goes, well, I'll check in with you just to, see if he's still going to be able to do it. If not, we'll figure something out. So
yeah, we got it. We're gonna come get you, buddy.
We'll be good.
Yeah.
But like I said, they pretty much have identified the problem. It's just that with my truck being 23 years old, it's not like they have it in the stock room.
You mean they're not just carrying 23-year-old starters hanging out in the warehouse?
Waiting on Hambone to show up because word got around the city. Hey man, this guy's pumping a lot of money into this whole piece of what.
A whole piece of hunk of junk.
No, it's been a good 23 years. I've had the normal stuff go wrong over the years: new tires, battery, water pump. Last year I had to do all the brakes, water pump, fan clutch. And then it started leaking oil, but I've been kind of putting, lipstick on a pig with that and just putting some in every day. But then when it started having trouble starting, I was like, okay, let me wait and see what happens here, because if I got to spend money on something, it doesn't matter if I'm leaking oil if I can't start it.
That's true.
So we're kind of whole pattern, but it's getting looked at and taken care of. And I've told them, hey, I'd rather it be done right than rush it and not done. I said I've got rides to and from where I need to go, so please just make sure it's right and know that I'm not in any kind of where's my truck
You should call them and say that, Rogers.
No, I'm not going to do
that. That usually works really well.
Oh yeah. Hey, hurry up and do it, man. He forgot to put the tires back on.
Yeah, it's always good. Yeah.
So we're in kind of hold mode. We're kind of headed toward, getting it done. It's just that, like I said, the mechanic couldn't just go into the stock room and, oh, hey, 2002 Chevrolet Silverado LS 1500. Here's one right here.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense.
So we're kind of playing it by ear right now. We're going to work through it.
Okay, buddy. Well, I certainly hope that you do. Hope that it gets fixed, that's for sure. All right, Patrick Netherton Show, 1130 The Tiger, 103.3 FM. He's Rogers, I'm Patrick. Hope everyone is doing well. We'll take a break, come back, chat about all things sports with you. Our show brought to you by the fine folks at the Pearl, Shreveport, and Bobby L. Greene Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. We'll get to your comments when we return. Patrick Netherton Show. We'll be back.
The all-new Tiger Den at Jimmy Grande Outdoors is now open in the Shreveport Auto Mall. The Tiger Den is a super fan superstore. All your favorite team colors and apparel for women, men, and kids, even infants. Polo shirts from brands like Cutter and Buck, cool hats and caps, boots and belts, purses and jewelry. Oh, you are going to love the jewelry. The Tiger Den has everything for decorating and serving on game day, even custom game day t-shirts. The Tiger Den at Jimmy Grande Outdoors, a super fan superstore, now open in the Shreveport Auto Mall.
The insurance companies are bold. Stay safe on the road. If you've been hit, don't just quit. Call attorney Jacqueline Scott to fight for you. Voted top lawyer, SB Magazine. Offices in Shreveport and Bossier City. Visit makeempay.com. Recorded by a paid spokesperson, LA 2417826.
Planning a wedding? Then don't miss the 2025 Bridal Expo, presented by Dots Events. Saturday, January 18th at the Texarkana, Texas Convention Center. Visit with wedding professionals to help plan your special day. Enjoy the bridal fashion show and register for door prizes, including a $2,000 giveaway. Admission is only $14 online, $20 at the door. VIB tickets for very important brides are $40 and include a gift bag from Winerita, champagne, glasses, gifts, and special offers. All brides receive a gift bag from Grayson Elizabeth Bride, presented by Dots Rentals and sponsored by Grayson Elizabeth Bride, Winerita, and sponsored in part by Dillard's, El Chico, Sugar Snaps, and Sicilian Sun. If you're planning a wedding, then don't miss the 2025 Bridal Expo, presented by Dots Events. Saturday, January 18th at the Texarkana, Texas Convention Center. Purchase tickets at Ticket Spice or visit the station's website and look for 2025 Bridal Expo.
Progressive knows finding your new home was a dream come true. You wanted a walk-up with central air and a skylight, and you found it. Now, every Friday night, you get to fall asleep to the sound of your downstairs neighbors' dance parties. Progressive can't save you from your noisy neighbors, but we can save you money when you bundle your home and auto with us. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states.
Rejuva Me Medical can help you to feel your best. If you have been struggling to lose weight, Rejuva Me Medical offers medically monitored weight loss. If you are plagued by fatigue, low libido, muscle loss, Rejuva Me Medical can help with hormone replacement therapy. Begin your journey to a better you today. RejuvaMeMedical.com. That's REJUVIME Medical.com.
Morrison DeWitt Injury Lawyers built a practice on representing real people with real injuries and have obtained real results. Their success stories speak for themselves. They know and have experience with the best doctors and experts in their fields to provide the best care. If you or a loved one are injured, it is extremely important to choose the right lawyer. To see what they've done for others or to schedule a free consultation, visit morrisdewitt.com. Paid non-lawyer spokesperson, Shreveport, Trey Morris, LA 2417189. Results may vary.
You've heard a lot of remarkable things about the Pearl Restaurant, located at Fern and 70th. In addition to the incredible food and drinks, the Pearl is now open for dinner 7 days a week, plus lunch or brunch on the weekends. The bar opens at 3, the restaurant opens at 4 Monday through Thursday, and it opens at 11 a.m. all weekend long. Amazing Louisiana-style food with flavor profiles unlike anything you'll find in the state. A 47-foot bar serving signature cocktails, spirits, wine, and beer. An unrivaled selection of both raw and cooked oysters. Plus, the Pearl is serving up amazing old-school favorites like burgers and certified Angus steaks, dry-aged and rubbed in their special Pearl dust. Both the burgers and steaks are Rogers Hampton approved, which is the most prestigious award that a food can receive. The Pearl Restaurant, 6871 Fern Avenue, right off East 70th. Whether you want an amazing lunch on the weekend or an elegant dinner any day of the week, the Pearl has you covered. Let them treat you right at the Pearl.
Michael and Justin Greene have great news about Bobby L. Greene, your home team.
We saw the need for a heating and cooling contractor that could do the same thing that we've offered plumbing services for many, many years, and we decided to jump into the AC and heating space.
We just saw the opportunity to provide another service to our customers, to be a one-stop shop, to take care of their needs and be there and provide the same quality service that we've always provided.
3 generations of local service. Bobby L. Greene, 318-631-0235.
103.3 FM and 1130 The Tiger, Shreveport's home for LSU sports.
Welcome back to the Patrick Netherton Show.
Netherton Show, 1130 The Tiger, 103.3 FM. Rogers and Patrick, that's us. Welcome you back on a Thursday as we get you rocking and rolling through your day, and hope that everyone's having a good day. Certainly. Hope you and yours are enjoying yourselves and having a good time. We are bebopping through on a Thursday, trying to get to the weekend. You know, everybody's just working for the weekend. The problem for me, of course, is the fact that I don't really have a weekend to speak of. I'll be doing 2 games plus the softball banquet on Saturday, and then maybe get Sunday. Sunday's my birthday, by the way, so I'll be celebrating my birthday, and then I turn around and I got a game on Monday, so no rest for the weary, the wicked, whatever. We're having to keep rolling. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to keep rolling. It's how we operate, man. Patrick Netherton Show, 1130 The Tiger, 103.3 FM. Don't forget you can find us on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. We're streaming on all of those platforms, so if you would like to jump in and talk to us on any of those, you can. Much like Coach Black, how are you doing? Good, Black. Probably will see you this evening, I hope. Meanwhile, Trey said must be on the front row. Yeah, speaking of, Rogers, I don't know if you saw, but there's a Bob Uecker statue outside of whatever the park is called now in Milwaukee, Miller Park or whatever. And there's a statue of Uecker outside the park. And at least as of like an hour or two ago, there was one unopened can of Miller Lite that was sitting at the base of the Bob Uecker statue. And honestly, like that's, Rogers, I've got to imagine when you go, that's probably what you want, right? You just want like an unopened can of Budweiser, like sitting, wherever. Our shrine to Hambone is just going to be some Budweiser right there. So, yeah, Uecker had the unopened can of Miller Lite as the backdrop for himself. So that appropriate. Somebody was certainly paying attention and went and took care of that. Okay, it's a Patrick Netherton Show, 1130 The Tiger, 103.3 FM. Would love to hear from you. A couple of ways you can get in touch with us. You can call us on the Pearl Shreveport hotline. That is 318-Rally-45, 318-725-5945. Or you can also hit us up on the Bobby L. Greene Plumbing text line, 318-657-0HAM, 318-657-0426, which there you go. So find us there. We'd love to hear from you. Just as we did a couple of folks. It was Randy said just a bit outside. Yeah, that's obviously kind of the most synonymous Eucharism, certainly. Skins Daddy from 6:30 this morning said the coldest Otani. So I guess I don't know what y'all were talking about this morning, Rogers, but Skins Daddy texted my text line at 6:30 saying the coldest Otani. So there you go. Let's see. Underfaker said, when I think of Uecker, I think of Andre the Giant choking him at WrestleMania. I mean, Underfaker, when it comes to people's memories of Bob Uecker, I'm gonna say that 90%, maybe even more. Think of him as Harry Doyle, the voice of the Cleveland Indians from the Major League movies, and then I would say that 9.99999% think of him as the voice of the Milwaukee Brewers or a player He made appearances on Johnny Carson, when he played and when he was a manager and all that, or when he was an announcer, all that. So there's some of that. And I'm going to go with like 0.00001%. I think it might be just you, Underfaker, who remember Bob Uecker as the guy that was choked by Andre the Giant at WrestleMania. I don't. I've got to imagine that there's. You're probably the only one. Is my guess. Just what I'm guessing anyway. All right, it's a Patrick Netherton show, 1130 The Tiger, 103.3 FM. You can hit us up, and we would love to hear from you. Again, call us, text us. You can hit us up on any of our platforms. We are streaming on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch, so feel free to give us a shout on any of those. Got some good stuff going on in the world of sports in terms of potential rule changes. There are talks in college athletics of potentially streamlining the transfer portal time frame. The real issue with that is the fact that it is it runs into the actual semester, right? And that's what I think is going to be the real issue in that is what is your, if you will, what is your ability to get someone out of the portal, get them signed up, and get them in school if you are looking at a scenario with not having, with the transfer portal closing down, being smaller, all of that stuff. So I think that's ultimately the real issue that you're going to run into is what is your ability to get a kid signed, to get a kid in and ready to go before the semester. I think there is going to have to be a real look at how you incorporate folks into the semester period when you are likely not going to have a lot of time. So I think that's the main issue that you're going to find in the transfer portal time frame. That's why it is in December right now. That's the reason why. It's because you have to be wary of when school actually starts. And I know a lot of people don't necessarily like, a lot of coaches certainly don't necessarily like the fact that they're trying to prepare for a bowl game, they're trying to prepare for the playoffs, whatever, and at the same time, they're trying to recruit, they're trying for that early signing period, they're trying to get folks out of the transfer portal. Like, it's a mess, right? But moving the transfer portal window back and having it conflict with the start of school is not the answer either. That's the real problem you've got to worry about is what happens there. So I was talking about the women's tennis over at the Australian Open. We were discussing that, and she and so we have a somewhat of a villain, an American, as a matter of fact, Danielle Collins, who, be honest with you, no idea who she was. Did not know who Danielle Collins is. She's an American. She's in her 30s. She's actually 31. And she was playing in the second round against Destiny Ayava, who apparently is an Aussie and is one of the the hopefuls from Australia to try to win the hometown the home country tournament, the Australian Open. So Danielle Collins and Destiny Ayava are playing each other in the second round. And as the match is going along, the fans are booing. They're cheering for the hometown person. They're booing the American. All of that stuff, and it was pretty crazy. So, Danielle Collins, who is the 10 seed, ended up winning the match in 3 sets, 7-6, 4-6, 6-2. And after she finished off the match, she was like blowing kisses to the crowd. The crowd was booing her. They just all of that stuff, right? So a bit of a villain emerging in women's tennis, at least in the Australian Open. So Danielle Collins, after winning, goes and sits down to meet with the media, as one does after a match. And basically, she leaned into it. She said she loved the atmosphere. She said, basically sometimes you get into these matches and you don't have a lot of external motivation and there's not a lot going on. She said, but, whether the crowd's for you or against you, at least get your energy level up and your enthusiasm up. She said, quote, one of the greatest things about, and this was kind of the kicker, that one of the greatest, this is a quote, one of the greatest things about being a professional athlete is that the people that don't like you and the people that hate you, they actually pay your bills. My professional career is not going to last forever, so I just remind myself every day when I have that kind of stuff, they're paying my bills. Every person that has bought a ticket to come out here and heckle me or do what they do, it's all going toward the Danielle Collins Fund. And apparently, because she is, for reaching the third round, she will receive 290,000 Australian dollars. Now, I'm going to ask Siri real quick to tell me what that is. How many American dollars is 290,000 Australian dollars? And we'll see what. Okay. So for reaching the third round, Danielle Collins is going to make $180,000. All right. And she said that apparently me and my group of girlfriends, we love a 5-star vacation. So I can guarantee that check is going to go to our next 5-star trip, hopefully to the Bahamas. We like big boats. We like yachts. So we'll post about it and let you guys know how it goes. She had initially decided she was going to retire at the end of the 24 season, but has come back in the 25 season. And by the way, about to make at least $180,000 as she gets to the third round. So pretty awesome. I'm not going to lie. The ugly American trope is sometimes overdone. It it can be a little bit overwrought with this is what the ugly American looks like, that kind of thing. But I'm not necessarily mad at it. I'm not too upset to have the ugly American out there. And look, she's leaning into it. She's doing it in a non-hateful, non-judgmental, she's having fun with it. And I think that's the main thing, right? The main thing is you want to make sure that you're having fun with it. You don't want to you don't want to be ugly just for the sake of being ugly. Like, you want to be able to at least be somewhat playful. And so I appreciate that. I appreciate the fact that she is being playful and enjoying it and having a good time. So, good for her. I love it personally. I think it's hilarious. So good for her. She's having a great time. She's enjoying it, and so I like it. I like it. I'm not mad at it at all, and it's awesome. It's awesome. So. Good for her, man. Good for her. And hopefully everyone can appreciate the fact that she's having a good time with it. And I hope everyone will enjoy that. But anyway, so that I saw that pop up and it kind of made me laugh. And I was like, you know what? We don't often get to talk a lot of women's tennis around here, but it's certainly a story that is pretty funny and enjoyable. That's for sure. All right, we got a ton of college basketball going on today. We've got obviously I got a game tonight. I got a game this weekend. 2 games this weekend. 1 on Monday. You got a bunch of college basketball. You got a bunch of NBA basketball that's going on, and then we were talking about some of the rules changes that are going on in college football around the transfer portal. They're talking about moving the portal. Well, there's also talk in the NFL about potentially doing away with the rule that is that doesn't have, where it's hey, you don't have the ability to the home team, you have to have a conference champion or division championship to be a home team, whatever, all that stuff, right? Like all of that's crazy. The fact that you don't have that on, you have that rule in place, much like you have the rule in place in college football as well. And there's talk that both the NFL and college football might change that. And honestly, they need to. This needs to happen. This needs to be changed. And the fact that it hasn't been changed yet is crazy. Like, this is something that 100% needs to be figured out. And so I love the fact that the NFL seems to be proactive and is talking about it, and college football seems to be proactive in talking about it. That is what you need. I don't know how it never felt right. The 11-5 Saints going to the 7-9 Seahawks, the Rams getting to host the 14-3 Minnesota Vikings. Like, I'm sorry, if college football is a little different in the fact that the schedules are not balanced, right? Like, they don't have balanced schedules. But if in the NFL, your schedules are supposed to be reasonably balanced. All the teams are ostensibly the same. So it shows you that there's maybe some good changes afoot. I don't have the I don't know. It just feels like the NFL and college football are needing to just be pulled, kicking and screaming into the present. And I'm not even going to say the future, into the present. This is 2 leagues that really struggle with trying to do things that are just common sense, right? This is common sense stuff. Your ability to actually just have a common sense playoff, right? We can't have that in the NFL. We can't have that in college football because there is so much put on the idea of winning your championship in your league, in your division, whatever the case may be. And I'm sorry, if you're the second best team in the NFL and it just so happens that the first team, the best team in the NFL, is also in your division, well, that's not a knock on you. Right? The Vikings being arguably the second best team in the league, and obviously, we saw what happened to them when they got into the playoffs. But the idea that the Vikings can't be the second best team in the NFL simply because they're not the best team in their own division is crazy, right? You could make the argument that the Vikings were the best team in the NFC this past season. I guess the season's still going on, so I don't know if we can call it this past season. But this idea, it's crazy. It's somewhat crazy, the idea that, the Vikings, they didn't win the division, so guess what? They're going on the road to a team that was clearly inferior to them. And it's who knows? If the Rams had to travel to the Vikings, would the outcome have been different? Right? Would the Vikings have won that game? I don't know. Maybe not. For whatever reason, Sam Darnold seemed to regress over the last couple of weeks of the season. But at least they've earned the right. And that's what it goes back to me. If you've gone 14-3 and allegedly in the NFL, schedules are balanced. Everyone is supposed to be ostensibly about the same. Every division has good teams. Every division has bad teams. Some divisions have better teams at the top and a little deeper. And obviously there's a little bit of, playing in the NFC East is a little bit more difficult than playing in the NFC South, right? I think we can all agree to that. But it's not like the Eagles and the Saints don't have representative schedules. Like their schedules are not going to be that different from each other. Yeah, maybe the Eagles get to host the Giants and the Saints get to host the Panthers, right? So everybody gets a bad team. The Saints then have to get to host the Falcons, who aren't great, the Bucks, who are fine, but the Eagles have to host the Commanders, who are really good, and the Cowboys, who are spoiled, whatever. Like this idea that the NFL rewards teams simply for winning a bad division, much like college football rewards teams for winning potentially bad conferences. Look, Boise winning the Mountain West, great, but the Mountain West is not the Big Ten or the SEC or any of the power leagues. Like the middle teams in the Mountain West are going to get absolutely boat raced by the middle teams in the Big Ten and in the SEC and ACC, et cetera. So the idea that you must be a conference champion or a division champion to host is a little silly in my estimation. The problem, again, that you run into is it's a bit of a morass in college football, especially because schedules are not balanced in college football. You can say that playing in the SEC is more difficult. Facing SEC teams week in and week out is more difficult than facing ACC teams week in and week out, and you might be right. And the problem is there's no balancing of schedules there. There just isn't. There's no way to do it. So that becomes a major issue for those teams. Not being able to have the schedules be balanced is not great. That's something that college football needs to try to address, but there's really no way to address it. The conferences all act kind of on their own, right? There's no way for you to do that. There's no way for that to happen. So yeah, that's ultimately what goes down. Is you have a college football landscape that is governed. But it would be as if there were no centralized government in America and all the states just govern themselves. The laws in Louisiana are going to be different than the laws in Nevada. They're going to be different than the laws in North Dakota and Maine and so forth. And that's what you have in college football. Whereas in the NFL, you do have a centralized government, so to speak, that is taking care of scheduling, making sure things are reasonably balanced. The salary cap, all of that kind of stuff. So that's the real issue that you run into in college athletics, is because there is no sort of, and you can say the NCAA's there, but they don't really have any control over college football, especially at the highest level. They've kind of washed their hands of it and ceded control of the highest levels of college football to the conferences themselves. I'd argue Greg Sankey, the commissioner of the SEC, has more power over college football than the NCAA president at this point, right? NCAA can still enact and enforce rules, can try to do that, but there's really no opportunity there for any sort of massive oversight in the realm of the NCAA and in college football in general. And it's honestly, it kind of sucks, right? It kind of sucks. Like you'd like to have those folks be able to be there and do things and whatnot, but they're just not. You just don't have that out there, and so it's unfortunate that is the way that college football is run, but unfortunately for us, that is the way it is. Some things will never change, if you will. Hey, don't forget our show is brought to you by the fine folks at The Pearl in Shreveport. Some of the best folks in the world. That is the folks at The Pearl, Robert and his crew. They are so good, so strong, so good at what they do. And we really appreciate them for that, man. That is, they are just really good people. And we appreciate them for everything they do, not only for the community, but also for us and being a part of this show. Don't forget they've got a Valentine's Day special coming up, just shy of a month away from Valentine's Day. So you may want to go ahead and get in where you fit in. And if you make a reservation with the Pearl, I believe before February 9th, you can get some chocolate-covered strawberries to go with all the various items on the menu. So make sure that you get in and get ready because it's going to be a lot of fun on Valentine's Day. That is for sure. A lot of fun on Valentine's Day. Take your significant other, take your honey, take maybe Rogers and I will go on Valentine's Day. Probably not. I'm not feeling good about getting ham bone out on Valentine's Day, even as a gag. To go to the Pearl. But yeah, definitely check in with the folks at the Pearl. They have posted their Valentine's Day menu. You can go find that over at their website or Facebook. They have it posted, so go check out the menu. Looks really good. And again, you make that reservation before, I believe, February 9th, and you get a free thing of chocolate-covered strawberries to go with your meal. So that's pretty cool. And then, of course, every day, their dinner, 3 to 5 specials, and then dinner service after that. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, lunch, brunch. They've got it all, and the food is just amazing. It is outstanding. From the appetizers, like the boudin dip and the queso fries, and everything that they've got there, to the main courses. They are, it's just incredible. Absolutely incredible what they've got at the Pearl. So go check them out. 70th and Fern Avenue is where you find the Pearl. 70th and Fern Avenue. It is the white and brick building with the black awnings. Of course, go in, have a great meal. Tell your server, tell your bartender if you want to go sit at the 47-foot bar and hang out. Enjoy some of their incredible drink specials. Or if you just go in for a little dinner and you see Robert. Robert's usually running around in there. Make sure you tell him you heard about it right here on the Patrick Netherton Show. Let him know that his advertising dollars are working, and let him know how much we love him over at the Pearl, because he's absolutely the best in the business. That is Robert and his crew at the Pearl. All right, we'll take a break. We'll come back and chat a little. Got a little more NFL head coaching rumors and innuendo. What's going on with the head coaching positions? We'll talk a little bit about that. And then whatever else is on your mind, we would absolutely love to hear from you. It is the Patrick Netherton Show, 1130 The Tiger, 103.3 FM. That is us. We'll take a time out, come back with more after this.
The following is a paid program. Participants of this program are not employees of this station, and their views, opinions, and claims do not necessarily represent those of Town Square Media, its employees, or advertisers.
1130 The Tiger, your home for LSU sports, powered by Jack Spring Electric.
Sports are more than just a game. They're a driving force for our community. The Shreveport-Bossier Sports Commission brings world-class sporting events to our area, creating unforgettable moments for fans and athletes alike, but that's not all. These events fuel our local economy, supporting jobs and boosting businesses across the region. From tournaments and championships to community initiatives, we're building a stronger, more vibrant Shreveport-Bossier through the power of sports. Stay in the game with us. Learn more. ShreveportBossierSports.com.
This is the story of the one who, as a maintenance specialist for a historic high-rise, knows that vintage charm historically needs constant attention. Which is why, when it's time to upgrade turn-of-the-century mechanicals, they turn to Grainger. With easy access to 1 million-plus products and the scale to deliver when and where you need them. The right tools and supplies are never far away. So the one can keep that vintage building running like new. Call, click Grainger.com.
Patrick Netherton Show, 1130 The Tiger, 103.3 FM, Rogers and Patrick, that is us. Hope everyone is having themselves a wonderful day. Looks like we just got disconnected over on the side of over on the radio side. And now we are reconnecting, and there we go. Now I hear what's going on. There we go, witchy woman. Hambone's a witchy woman, that's for sure. Patrick Netherton Show, 1130 The Tiger, 103.3 FM. We are here with you on a Thursday, and honestly, that's part of the reason why I like coming into the studio, especially now that I can stream on all of our platforms in the studio. That's part of the reason why I like being able to do that, because I know that when I'm over there at the studio, I know that we won't have. Typically won't have these issues, so I like that. I like being able to do that. But yeah, we are we're hanging out. We're here on a Thursday, having all kind of issues with my Roku today. It's not good. Trying to just watch the show and just struggling to do that at this point. It is the apps are all over the place, and I don't know where everything is. It's a bit of a mess right now. That is for sure. So, nevertheless, we persevere, try to get through it as best we can. Patrick Netherton Show, 1130 The Tiger, 103.3 FM. Don't forget, we are streaming for you on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. We have all of those capabilities for you. If you would like to come in and join us, you can call us on the Pearl Shreveport hotline. The Pearl Shreveport hotline is 318-RALLY-45, 318-725-5945. Or you can reach us on the Bobby L. Greene Plumbing text line. The Bobby L. Greene Plumbing text line is 318-657-0HAM, 318-657-0426. So feel free to get in touch with us on any of those locales, and we'd appreciate it. Obviously, the big news that we were following is Bob Uecker passing away earlier today, and that's obviously unfortunate. Also, Live Golf apparently going to have a new broadcast home. It is now Live reached a multi-year deal with Fox Sports, which will show each of the 3 rounds of the events live in the U.S. on one of its network channels and streaming app starting this season. Live Golf announced Thursday that more than half of the 14 tournaments would air live on Fox or FS1, while select rounds will be broadcast on FS2, Fox Business, or the Fox Sports app. Every round streamed live on the Fox Sports app and Live Golf Plus. No details of the financials and whether Fox Sports would pay a rights fee for any of that. The Live Golf folks are very excited about it. Obviously, they were on the CW over the last year or two. So yeah, you obviously would like to you'd much rather be on Fox Sports than you would on the CW, and there you go. And apparently, this happened pretty quickly after the Live Tour got a new CEO, a guy named Scott O'Neill, who was the former top executive at Merlin Entertainments. Apparently, Greg Norman is going to be leaving as the CEO, or has already left as the CEO. Scott O'Neill is the guy. The third year of the Live Tour starts in early February, where they will have tournaments in Saudi Arabia, followed by tournaments in Australia, Hong Kong, and Singapore. And the first Live Tour match or Live Tour tournament in the U.S. will be at Trump National Doral in Miami. That is April 4th through the 6th, the week before the Masters. According to the Golf Week, fewer than 100,000 people watched the Live Championship, with John Rahm winning the individual championship. Jordan Bazant, Fox Sports Executive Vice President, said, quote, Fox Sports is excited to broadcast the Live Golf League, showcasing athletes at the top of their game, competing at an elite level for viewers across the nation. The addition of Live Golf is a natural fit for Fox Sports' prominent slate of big events, world-class names, and premium sports coverage. Now I have to wonder, Rogers, does that mean our boy is going to get into golf? Right? He went and called, did some of the Masters stuff on the online Masters coverage a while back, several years ago when he was still working for CBS. I want to say he did a little bit of golf for Fox back in the beginning, maybe doing some of the digital coverage for the U.S. Open, I believe, or maybe the PGA, whichever one Fox had at that point. Believe he did a little bit, but yeah, Timmy B might be doing some golf, might be getting to do a little Live golf. I don't know what the future will hold. I know Timmy is super busy right now, handling a lot of college basketball. He is definitely a busy beaver when it comes to that. There is no doubt about that. So anyway, yeah, Live Golf has a new home. Does it mean I will be more likely to watch Live? Not real. I mean, at least it will be easier to find than the CW. But it still, Live doesn't. There's just, you don't have the history of the PGA Tour, and you don't have enough star power to make me want to go watch, right? Like John Rahm is a good name, but he's certainly not anyone that Americans are going to go, boy, I got to watch that guy. He's a fantastic golfer and he's really good and all that, but he's not a guy that moves the needle in any significant way as a member of the Live Tour. You're not going to just tune in to watch John Rahm play golf. And so because of that, it is certainly, I think, I don't think you're going to see the numbers sort of reflect. Now, obviously, if you put it on Fox, you're going to get more than 100,000 people simply because you're putting it on a reputable network. But then the question becomes, well, what tournaments are on Fox? What tournaments are on FS1? What tournaments are on FS2? All of that then becomes a thing. What where are your tournaments at? Who has your tournaments? All that stuff, and that's just something we don't know. James said, "Hello, Natrick Petherton. It is a good day for basketball." Well, it's certainly going to be a good evening for basketball. That's for sure. If you want to tune in tonight, you've got Northwestern State and UNO playing tonight, and then upcoming on Saturday, you've got a doubleheader, 1 o'clock and 3 o'clock, with Northwestern State's men's and women's teams both taking on Southeastern Louisiana. And on the women's side, anyway, that's the number one team in the league, Southeastern Louisiana, coming in. NSU could very well be 5-1 going into that. If they win tonight and UNO is winless, if NSU finds itself in with a win tonight, they'll be 5-1, and more than likely Southeastern Louisiana will be still unbeaten in conference. So should that happen, hey, you got a heck of a matchup. Since Northwestern State and Commerce, the now East Texas A&M, are travel partners, I'm just assuming that I haven't looked at the schedule, but I'm assuming Southeastern will be playing at East Texas A&M, and their women's team has not been all that good. So I don't believe I don't believe you're going to see anything too crazy there. But yeah, so we shall see, man. This is going to be it's going to be fascinating. It really is. Going to be really interesting to see how the league plays out. And by the way, not for nothing, Northwestern State, between the men's and women's teams, 8-3. They are they have the second best combined record in the Southland. So, hey, good stuff. You know, look, after an 0-12 football season and kind of having to deal with that and trying to recover from what happened last year during football season, you know, and then you're breaking in a new coach last year, kind of cool to see. You know, kind of cool to see. Randy said Bryson DeChambeau is on Live. Yeah, but again, is DeChambeau that big a draw? Like, he's obviously not that big a draw if he's not first. You know, he's not on the top of my brain. You know, I don't. You know, DeChambeau's got a really good social media following, but he's also kind of just a weird dude. And a little unusual in how he approaches things. He's almost like a golfing robot in a lot of ways. So, yeah, I don't know. This doesn't feel like – it doesn't feel like it's a – I don't know how to say it correctly. Like, it doesn't feel like there is a great amount of star power on the Live Tour, right? It doesn't feel like there's just an overabundance of guys that you must watch, right? But look, it's not like the PGA Tour is just brimming with guys that you must watch either. Obviously, folks around here, we're you know, into what Sam Burns is up to. We obviously like to see him. I don't think of you know, I don't look at it and go, man, I sure can't wait to watch and see what John Rahm or Bryson DeChambeau or any, like, I just don't care about any of those guys. And again, the real issue becomes you don't have the history to fall back on, right? And that to me is the real issue. There's no real, you know, the Live Golf Tour is 3 years old. It's a bunch of tournaments that we don't know. At least when I'm tuning into the PGA and I go, okay, this is Pebble Beach, right? This is Bay Hill. This is you know, what insert venue here. And obviously the majors are the majors, but I'm just talking about on a week-to-week basis. This is Colonial, right? It's one of the most historic golf courses. This is you know, out in LA, Riviera in LA. Like, all of those things are definitely in the favor of the PGA Tour, because we know that it's a known commodity. We already know. A Colonial. We've been watching matches at Colonial since 2000 or since 1960. We've been watching matches at Riviera forever. Like, all of these venues, we already know. We know these venues. This is not new things for us. So that's where Live struggles. They're playing on courses that aren't necessarily draws in and of themselves. It's not a league where we are just, you know, enamored of what we're seeing, and the star power on the league is not enough to overcome the lack of history. Now, if Live lasts and 10, 15, 20 years down the road, and with this deal with Fox and maybe being a little more publicized, then yeah, maybe we get to a point where we watch the Live Tour and go, okay, this is something. Like, we got something going on here. But until we get to that point, you know, it's a new league, does not have enough star power to draw me in, doesn't have courses that want to draw me in. I don't care if they're going to play in Saudi Arabia or Hong Kong or any of that stuff. I'd rather go see you play at Spyglass, or go play one of the Whistling Straits, or go play one of the Abandoned Dunes or whatever. Like, I'd rather go see that than watch you play some course in Hong Kong. Like, I just would. I don't care about you playing a course in Australia. I enjoy Kapalua, right? Kapalua in Hawaii. That's cool. That's the start of the year. And then you go play at Pebble and Spyglass and, everything is we know these courses. They've been there forever. Harbor Town. You don't know any of the courses that the LIV people play on. I mean, they play at Doral. That's great, but Doral's not a big enough draw. So I don't know. I don't look at the LIV Golf Tour as a major draw. Maybe when they get on Fox, maybe they get publicity. Maybe they start to improve. I don't know. But as of right now, nothing that LIV is doing is really drawing me in. Hey, don't forget that we are brought to you by our good friends at the Pearl in Shreveport and Bobby L. Greene Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. And by the way, with the temperatures are about to plunge, this polar vortex is about to roll through. It is the right time to go ahead and talk a little bit about the heating aspect of Bobby L. Greene Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Get your furnace set and ready to go. Make sure that your vents are taken care of. Make sure that your pilot light is lit. Make sure your gas lines are working properly. You don't want to go into single-digit wind chills coming up this next week, the weekend of next week. You don't want to get that and have to deal with not having proper heating. So make sure you call Bobby L. Greene Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling, 631-0235. It's 631-0235. Go check them out. And make sure you let them know, hey, heard about you right there on the Patrick Netherton Show. We appreciate you advertising on Patrick's show and getting the word out. And I promise you, you're going to love the results, man. They are so good at what they do. They are incredible at they've been in the plumbing game since 1959. They've been in the heating and cooling game. They are as good as it gets. That is Bobby L. Greene Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling, 631-0235. Or again, you can find them on the internet at greenplumbing.com. They've got coupons. They've got specials. And one of the cool things I think they do is they will offer financing. So if you've got a big job, hey, we're going to have to dig up a bunch of stuff and pipes and whatnot, like you got to do something like that, guess what? They'll offer you financing. So you're not going to get that big bill and be stuck with it for some major repairs. It'll be, hey, I can pay this off over the course of several months, and it makes it a lot easier for you and your family. That's what Bobby L. Greene Plumbing is about, because they're family. Greens, from Bobby L. to Ricky and Justin and Michael, they are a family, and they will treat you just the same. It's a Patrick Netherton Show, 1130 The Tiger, 103.3 FM. We'll be back.
The all-new Tiger Den at Jimmy Grande Outdoors is now open in the Shreveport Auto Mall. The Tiger Den is a superfan superstore. All your favorite team colors and apparel for women, men, and kids, even infants. Polo shirts from brands like Cutter and Buck, cool hats and caps, boots and belts, purses and jewelry. Oh, you are going to love the jewelry. The Tiger Den has everything for decorating and serving on game day, even custom game day t-shirts. The Tiger Den at Jimmy Grande Outdoors, a superfan superstore, now open in the Shreveport Auto Mall.
Start the year with a smile you'll love. Hi, I'm Dr. Ashley Horton. At Shreveport Bossier Family Dental, we offer Invisalign, the clear, comfortable way to straighten your teeth. No brackets, no wires, just results. Start your journey to a confident smile today and let us help you make your best year yet. Call now or visit ShreveportBossierDental.com to schedule your free consultation. Shreveport Bossier Family Dental, where your smile is our priority.
Schedule your appointment with Shreveport Bossier Family Dental online at ShreveportBossierDental.com.
Progressive knows finding your new home was a dream come true. You wanted it close to town, with a picture window overlooking a yard. And you found it. Now, when you sit down to dinner, you've got front row seats too. Your neighbor's daily pickleball game. Progressive can't save you from your noisy neighbors, but we can save you money when you bundle your home and auto with us. Get Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym for a while.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone.
Lower T?
Yeah, I went through it a while back. Once you hit 40, your body has less free testosterone. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that ad on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The key ingredient is something called Tesnor, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again. At work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text.
Text LION to 42424 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T, the #1 selling testosterone booster at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast, absolutely free. Text LION to 42424. That's LION to 42424.
Rejuva Me Medical can help you to feel your best. If you have been struggling to lose weight, Rejuva Me Medical offers medically monitored weight loss. If you are plagued by fatigue, low libido, muscle loss, Rejuva Me Medical can help with hormone replacement therapy. Begin your journey to a better you today. RejuvaMeMedical.com. That's REJUVIME medical.com.
Morris & DeWitt Injury Lawyers built a practice on representing real people with real injuries and have obtained real results. Their success stories speak for themselves. They know and have experience with the best doctors and experts in their fields to provide the best care. If you or a loved one are injured, it is extremely important to choose the right lawyer. To see what they've done for others or to schedule a free consultation, visit morrisdewitt.com. Paid non-lawyer spokesperson, Shreveport, Trey Morris, LA 2417189. Results may vary.
You've heard a lot of remarkable things about the Pearl Restaurant, located at Fern and 70th. In addition to the incredible food and drinks, the Pearl is now open for dinner 7 days a week, plus lunch or brunch on the weekends. The bar opens at 3, the restaurant opens at 4 Monday through Thursday, and it opens at 11 a.m. all weekend long. Amazing Louisiana-style food with flavor profiles unlike anything you'll find in the state. A 47-foot bar serving signature cocktails, spirits, wine, and beer. An unrivaled selection of both raw and cooked oysters. Plus, the Pearl is serving up amazing old-school favorites like burgers and certified Angus steaks, dry-aged and rubbed in their special Pearl dust. Both the burgers and steaks are Rogers Hampton approved, which is the most prestigious award that a food can receive. The Pearl Restaurant, 6871 Fern Avenue, right off East 70th. Whether you want an amazing lunch on the weekend or an elegant dinner any day of the week, the Pearl has you covered. Let them treat you right at the Pearl.
Michael and Justin Greene have great news about Bobby L. Greene, your home team.
We saw the need for a heating and cooling contractor that could do the same thing that we've offered plumbing services for many, many years, and we decided to jump into the AC and heating space.
We just saw the opportunity to provide another service to our customers, to be a one-stop shop, to take care of their needs and be there and provide the same quality service that we've always provided.
3 generations of local service. Bobby L. Greene, 318-631-0235.
103.3 FM and 1130 The Tiger.
It's time for the main course with Rogers Hampton. Here's your host, Patrick Netherton.
When the sun comes up on a sleepy little
Patrick Netherton Show, 1130 The Tiger, 103.3 FM. Patrick and Rogers. That is us. Whoa. Can't even hear the music at night, Rogers. That's tough. Yeah. Patrick Netherton Show, 1130 The Tiger, 103.3 FM. Rogers and Patrick hanging out with you, getting you through a, what is today? A Thursday, for goodness sakes. It is, it's hard to believe, man. Hard to believe. We've already made it to Thursday. And first day of the week that I haven't gotten to see old Hambone's beautiful face. That, that's kind of strange to see Rogers as much. Now, I'm going to get to see his, beautiful face coming up here in just a bit. But yeah, not getting to see and hang out with Hambone in the studio. We'll say it definitely had been fun to have some time and enjoy a little time with Hambone back in person again. We are that has been great. I've really enjoyed that. So hopefully we'll get back there before too long. Definitely want to make sure that we do that because it is good seeing our boy Hambone. He's a delight, an absolute delight, a true breath of fresh air. Our boy Hambone. That is, there's no doubt about that. Don't forget our show brought to you by our fine friends at the Pearl and Bobby L. Greene Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Man, what else is in the news? I've been so kind of locked into trying to get ready for this, for all these games that I've got coming up that I've kind of fallen out of touch with what's going on around the world of sports. Rogers, did I hear that your Rockets are back? Like I was not aware of this. Your Rockets are getting it done these days. Like
yep, number 2 in the West.
I mean, let's go. Like I'll be honest with you, I didn't have any idea. I remember obviously we kind of remember the Rockets blew it all up and started over a bit, and apparently it's working because they're now getting it done. Number 2 in the West. That's wild. Pretty incredible, man. Pretty incredible. Matter of fact, I am Rogers. I'm going to go down and see a Rockets game coming up here in what, a little over about 2 months or so. I'm going to go down. The Philadelphia 76ers are coming down to play the Rockets, and your good buddy and mine, Rogers, Ala Abdel-Nabi, the former Duke star, is the color analyst for the 76ers, and they're going to be broadcasting that game. So I'm gonna come down and hang out and go see Ala, and then I've got a few friends that work for the Rockets as well, so I'm going to say hi to them. My co-host for the Southland Media Days from football, Lauren Leal, is the in-arena host for the Rockets, so I'm going to get to see her for a bit. And, it's going to be great, man. I'm going to go down and I can't tell you the last NBA game I went and saw. But, yeah, we're going to go down and have a big old time. Going to get to see Ala, going to get to see Lauren, and a few other folks. One of my best friends lives in Houston, so that's going to be it's going to be awesome, man. Going to be awesome. I'm very much looking forward to it. I think we'll have a blast. So can't wait for that. That'll be good. All right, Patrick Netherton Show, 1130 The Tiger. Yeah, and by the way, while you weren't looking, the Oklahoma City Thunder and the Cleveland Cavaliers are two of the best teams actually the two best teams in the league, and they're playing each other, as it turns out, which is pretty cool, right? That's nothing wrong with that. So yeah, gonna be pretty awesome. Gonna have a cool matchup going on there, and very much looking forward to that. That'll be very interesting, certainly, to say the least. And we'll, look, I can't sit here and try to claim that I'm some big NBA wonk or anything, because I'm not. And I'm not going to try to sit here and fool you and try to tell you that I am. But still, to have that sort of, that sort of thing happen, and have a 34-5 and a 33-6 team meeting at this point, like, hey, that's pretty cool, man. That's pretty cool. Not gonna lie, I'm with it. I might actually. I was going to watch it, but I probably won't watch it. And a lot of that'll be due to the fact that I'll be traveling back from Northwestern, so don't believe necessarily that I'll be watching it. But still, pretty neat, pretty cool to see that happening, and hopefully a good game to be had. All right, what else is going on, man? Euchre dying kind of put everything in a put us in a down stretch there. It was it's one of those guys that you absolutely love. It looks like Bill Belichick is continuing to add to his staff. At this point, still amazingly enough, it appears that Bill Belichick is still looking to stay as the head coach of the of North Carolina. I legitimately believed that there would probably be, and look, there may still be, right? We only have the Cowboys are the only job that has opened up at this point. So we certainly could see something happen. We certainly could see a change, and you see Bill Belichick move back into the NFL, but it does feel somewhat like he has sort of burned his bridges in that regard. I don't know that he has, but it does certainly feel that way in some regards. So I don't know. Maybe Belichick will get back in the league, but that would be kind of a let's just say a crappy thing to do to North Carolina, to just up and turn around and like, oh, cool, well, thanks, and then take off and head back to the NFL at the first opportunity, not even spend not even get a season in. Like, I would hope that that's not Bill Belichick, but I also understand if he's a guy that doesn't want to stay in college football. I get that, but man, that's going to be weird. Also, does it feel a little bit like to anybody else that Belichick is basically just took this job to give it to his kid? Because it kind of feels a little bit like that to me, right? It kind of feels like he hired his son Steven, who is the whatever coach in waiting or whatever. It does feel a little bit like he is basically just putting this job together to give to his son at some point. They have hired longtime NFL special teams coach Mike Pfeiffer and veteran SEC O-line coach Will Friend, though they are being added to the North Carolina coaching staff. Pfeiffer was in college for a while, then moved to the NFL in 2002. Special teams coordinator 2006 to 2022, was the head coach for the Cleveland Browns when they won the wild card over the Steelers, the only postseason win for the Browns since '94, and he was in there because Kevin Stefanski had COVID in January of 21. I don't remember that at all. I don't remember that in the slightest. But yeah, Kevin Stefanski had COVID in January of 21. So the Browns in the playoffs, Stefanski had to stay home with COVID. And so because of that, Mike Prefer was stepped in, and he got the win. Special teams coordinator for the Chiefs, the Broncos, the Vikings, the Browns, and now will be joining Belichick at North Carolina. Meanwhile, Will Friend was the OC at Western Kentucky last year. He has worked at Georgia, Tennessee, Auburn, and Mississippi State as an O-line coach, and was also the offensive coordinator at both Colorado State and Western Kentucky. So with that, there are now 6 known members of Belichick's staff. Freddie Kitchens, who has been in the NFL forever, former Alabama quarterback, who is the OC. Of course, his son, Stephen Belichick, is the DC. And basically, Belichick has said he wants to run the Tar Heels like an NFL program. So there you go. Said it'd be a professional program, training, nutrition, scheme, coaching, techniques that would transfer to the NFL. It'd be an NFL program at a college level, and an education that would get the players ready for their careers after football. Meanwhile, one of their quarterbacks is in the portal, and Jacoby Criswell has hit the portal. Started 11 games over a couple of times at UNC. Spent the 23 season at Arkansas. He was the Tar Heel starter last year after Max Johnson broke his leg in the opener and Connor Harrell struggled. So after throwing for 2,400 yards, 15 touchdowns, and 6 picks, he is gone and has 1 year of eligibility left. Meanwhile, Belichick has a 4-star QB coming in the recruiting class. So that would be Bryce Baker, the number 4 dual threat passer, as apparently was already committed to Mac Brown, but decided to go ahead and keep his commitment to Bill Belichick. So now the question is, with this hiring cycle going on, would we see a move? And by the way, I was talking about yesterday the NFL coaching carousel that is going on, and we were talking about Dan Graziano, the ESPN pundit, and he put down predictions on all of the jobs that are open. And of course, the one that matters most to us here are the Cowboys and the Saints. Obviously, we know that New England's already hired Mike Vrabel. Dan Graziano, senior national NFL reporter for ESPN, predicts that Brian Flores, the defensive coordinator for the Vikings, will get the Bears job. He predicts that Kellen Moore, the former Cowboys quarterback and OC and current Eagles OC, will get the job for the Cowboys. He predicts that the Jaguars will get Joe Brady, the Bills offensive coordinator, and of course the former LSU co-OC. He predicts that Ben Johnson, the offensive coordinator for the Lions, will get the Raiders job, and that leaves the Saints, and Graziano believes that Aaron Glenn, the defensive coordinator for the Lions, will get the Saints job. And he believes that Arthur Smith, the OC for the Steelers, will get the Jets job. So those are the predictions for Dan Graziano. Obviously, I know Hambone and a lot of people for the Saints are big on Aaron Glenn. His talk about Glenn, one that most of the people have been talking seem to agree on. Glenn's expected to land one of the open head jobs this cycle. He's connections with the Saints and the Jets. Played the final season of his playing career with the Saints in 2008. Team's DB coach from 16 to 20. And then went with Dan Campbell from the Saints to the Lions. But he also played for the Jets from 94 to 01 and started his coaching career in the scouting department for the Jets. Said, I don't know which job Glenn would pick if it came down to a choice between the Saints and the Jets, But based on everything I've heard, I expect the Saints to make a strong push for Glenn and probably land him. So despite numerous injuries to the unit, the Lions defense finished 8th in defensive efficiency this season under Glenn. The Saints were 27th. Other candidates, Mike Kafka, David Shaw, Kellen Moore, Joe Brady, Darren Rizzi, Cliff Kingsbury, and Anthony Weaver. So there you go. He's predicting Aaron Glenn to the Saints, and he's predicting Kellen Moore to the Cowboys. And obviously, we know that the wild card in all of this now is Deion Sanders, and what will happen with Deion Sanders. That's the real question now that we have to answer. Our show brought to you by our fine friends at the Pearl and Bobby L. Greene Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. We appreciate everyone being a part of this and joining us. We'll come back to wrap up the show after this. It's the Patrick Netherton Show, 1130 The Tiger, 103.3 FM. And don't forget to join us on all of our streaming platforms. We are available on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. Go find us on any of those. Log in. Give us a like. Give us a follow. Give us a subscribe. Go and share this out to your friends. Tell your friends about it. We would greatly appreciate it. We'll take a break. Come back right after this.
Sports are more than just a game. They're a driving force for our community. The Shreveport Bossier Sports Commission brings world-class sporting events to our area, creating unforgettable moments for fans and athletes alike, but that's not all. These events fuel our local economy, supporting jobs and boosting businesses across the region. From tournaments and championships to community initiatives, we're building a stronger, more vibrant Shreveport Bossier through the power of sports. Stay in the game with us. Learn more. ShreveportBossierSports.com.
Hey, if you have ugly yellow toe fungus, you gotta hear about this secret 2-minute trick that I found for my husband. It works from both the inside and the outside. Thousands of people are using it to get rid of their toe fungus. You can check it out at crystalflush.com. Jake started off with a small spot on his big toe and then it spread and got really bad. His toes were nasty. It was so embarrassing. He was afraid to take his socks off. He hid his yellow and crumbly toes from everyone. He tried everything to get rid of it. Nothing helped. And then we found crystalflush.com. It was the only thing that worked. In just a few weeks, his toes looked amazing. He's now walking around barefoot again. You guys need to try this. I'm telling you, this stuff is different. It's not sold in stores, but go check it out at crystalflush.com. They'll even let you try it risk-free so you have nothing to lose. But whatever you do, don't let it get worse. You don't have to live with this anymore. Go check it out now. Just click over to crystalflush.com.
1130 The Tiger, your home for LSU sports, powered by Jack Spring Electric.
Feeling overwhelmed? Louisiana 988 can provide immediate emotional support. You can share as much or as little as you want with specialists. Everything you say stays between you and them. It's free, available 24/7, and most people who reach out report feeling better right in the moment. Call or text 988 anytime.
Unleash the wild side of LSU sports. Tiger Rag Magazine is not your average sports read. It's the jungle of jaw-dropping plays, the roar of the crowd, and the stripes of true sportsmanship. Every page of Tiger Rag pounces with in-depth analysis, exclusive interviews, and stories that leap off the page faster than a tiger chasing a Georgia bulldog. Don't settle for the sidelines. Tiger Rag Magazine puts you front and center of the action. Subscribe now and transform your LSU sports experience. Tiger Rag Magazine, the Bible of LSU sports.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Are you struggling to lose weight? Rejuva-Me Medical offers medically monitored weight loss. Look and feel better this year. Start your weight loss journey today at RejuvaMeMedical.com. That's REJUVIME Medical.com.
Morrison DeWitt Injury Lawyers built a practice on representing real people with real injuries and have obtained real results. Their success stories speak for themselves. Visit MorrisDeWitt.com. Paid non-lawyer spokesperson, Shreveport, Trey Morris, LA 2417188. Results may vary.
Michael and Justin Greene have great news about Bobby L. Greene, your home team.
We saw the need for a heating and cooling contractor that could do the same thing that we've offered plumbing services for many, many years, and we decided to jump into the AC and heating space.
We just saw the opportunity to provide another service to our customers, to be a one-stop shop, to take care of their needs and be there and provide the same quality service that we've always provided.
3 generations of local service. Bobby L. Greene, 318-631-0235.
You've heard a lot of remarkable things about the Pearl Restaurant, located at Fern and 70th. In addition to the incredible food and drinks, the Pearl is now open for dinner 7 days a week, plus lunch or brunch on the weekends. The bar opens at 3, the restaurant opens at 4 Monday through Thursday, and it opens at 11 a.m. all weekend long. Amazing Louisiana-style food with flavor profiles unlike anything you'll find in the state. A 47-foot bar serving signature cocktails, spirits, wine, and beer. An unrivaled selection of both raw and cooked oysters. Plus, the Pearl is serving up amazing old-school favorites like burgers and certified Angus steaks, dry-aged and rubbed in their special Pearl dust. Both the burgers and steaks are Rogers Hampton approved, which is the most prestigious award that a food can receive. The Pearl Restaurant, 6871 Fern Avenue, right off East 70th. Whether you want an amazing lunch on the weekend or an elegant dinner any day of the week, the Pearl has you covered. Let them treat you right at the Pearl.
The all-new Tiger Den at Jimmy Grande Outdoors is now open in the Shreveport Auto Mall. The Tiger Den is a super fan superstore. All your favorite team colors and apparel for women, men, and kids, even infants. Polo shirts from brands like Cutter and Buck, cool hats and caps, boots and belts, purses and jewelry. Oh, you are going to love the jewelry. The Tiger Den has everything for decorating and serving on game day, even custom game day t-shirts. The Tiger Den at Jimmy Grande Outdoors, a super fan superstore, now open in the Shreveport Auto Mall.
Tiger weather now.
Uphill climb to the numbers for the late week forecast, but another cold night tonight with the numbers close to freezing. Partly cloudy Thursday, high 64 and low 60s on Friday. Another blast of Arctic air complete with some winter weather early next week. Monday night, Tuesday night down in the 20s. I'm meteorologist Scott Larimore at the Weather Channel.
The previous program was paid for by Tim Fletcher. KWKH and K277DO Shreveport, 103.3 FM and 1130 The Tiger. Bossier City's home for LSU Sports, a Town Square media station.
Floating through the airwaves like smooth hickory smoke. Patrick Netherton.
Patrick Netherton Show, 1130 The Tiger, 103.3 FM. So, Hambone, I'm guessing you're going to be tuned into Northwestern State versus Southeastern Louisiana tonight, women's basketball. I'm guessing that's what Hambone's going to be watching tonight. If I had to take a guess, is it lonely without me up there, Rogers? Are you feeling a little lonesome? You need some moral support.
No,
or
I think
anything?
I kind of needed this.
How dare you? How dare you, sir? Oh, Rogers, that's not very nice. Why you be mean to me?
And also just a little update.
Okay.
Just noticed that the next 2 hours have generated in the log.
Yeah.
And if for some reason T-Bob and Jacob doesn't start in this next hour, Greg's looking at it right now because it looks like it may not have recorded.
Oh, no.
It looks like it recorded segments 2, 3, and 4, but not segment 1 in the next 2 hours. So if all of a sudden at the top of the hour it goes to dead air, Greg is looking at it. So just wanted to let you beware. If all of a sudden you're waiting on T-Bob and Jacob and all of a sudden it switches to Fox, Greg's back there working on it now.
Okay.
When I noticed that the next 2 hours generated, the first segment in each hour shows it's not there. So he's looking at it. If Fox comes up, that means we're just having some trouble. We're not doing it on purpose, we promise.
Not doing it on purpose, everybody. Not doing it on purpose. Jeff texted in and said, Patrick, of course Bill Belichick would never leave a job without coaching an actual game. What are you, crazy? Checks his Wikipedia page. Well, nevertheless, Bill Belichick had 2 different stints as the head coach of the New York Jets without ever coaching a game. So, that's interesting. Buster asks, where's Doug Peterson going? Nowhere as of right now. His name's kind of being bandied about a little bit. Names being tossed around a bit for some of these jobs, but he's
probably gonna have to step back and take an OC job.
Yeah, that's one of those where he may need to be away from the head position for a bit. For a quarterback, coach, so to me, he's a natural QB coach. Yeah, or an OC, obviously, yeah. But it feels like a QB coach for Peterson.
Have you seen the story about, speaking of Belichick, he still has not signed his UNC contract?
Oh, really? Nah, well,
yeah, he has not.
There's a shocker.
It's only a $10 million buyout.
Yeah, well, any NFL owner that wants to get Belichick is going to get him.
They've got that in their pocket.
Yeah, in the old proverbial couch cushions, Rogers. Like no doubt about that. Anybody get that? And then I think I want to say that maybe the buyout goes down after like June or something. I want to say there's some kind of a weird clause in that regard where the buyout will go down.
That. There was something everybody was going.
Yeah,
I don't understand this.
Yeah, like it's the buyout. Like the immediate buyout is like $10 million, but then it goes down after that. Let me see if I can find that out. Bill Belichick buyout. Yeah, it's obviously the first thing that pops up. So there you go. Bill Belichick has a $10 million buyout in his contract if he leaves before June 1st, but then it drops to $1 million if he departs at any time after that date. And as you mentioned, as of 4 hours ago, still has not signed his contract. So, yeah, that's one of those things where, what do you do if you're North Carolina, right? Like how Belichick's a splashy name, certainly. Whether he's a good college coach, we have no idea. Has he ever coached in college? I don't remember him ever having coached in college, or at least not anytime recently. But that's one of those scenarios where I don't know how. Let's see. He was an assistant for the Colts, Lions, Broncos, Giants, Browns, Patriots, Jets. Then of course head coach for the Patriots. He was head coach of the Browns as well. Also like that Rodgers, they referred to him in his on Wikipedia on his administrative career. Cleveland Browns, 1992 to 1995, de facto GM. New England Patriots, 2000 to 2023, de facto GM. That's pretty hilarious. I mean that's one of those things where you feel like if you're the Tar Heels, you almost have to have him sign the contract before you even introduce him as the head coach. Right? Like that's what it feels like. It feels like one of those where, look, I'm going to need, like, it's not good enough to give me a verbal assurance, because as soon as the NFL jobs start opening up, people are going to knock on his door. So to me, that feels like if you're the Tar Heels, like the first thing you should have done is you should have had him sign that contract before you even announced he was the head coach. And you're giving him $10 million a year, which is, you know, a high pay grade. You know, it's right up there with the top coaches in college. But that's one of those where, man, you just need to be able to say, yeah, this guy, we got this guy. He's the guy. Like, we're going to go ahead and, like, no worries. He's signed, sealed, and delivered. We're not going to have to worry about it because he's already signed on the dotted line. And obviously not having him sign on the dotted line means that exactly what is going on right now could be the issue. Could certainly be the issue. We'll see. We'll see. Going to be interesting. And obviously, you know, if Belichick leaves, does Steven Belichick become the head coach? Like, how does that work? Because he's the coach in waiting right now. So does he automatically get the job if Bill Belichick leaves to go take the Jets job or whatever? I don't know. Going to be some real interesting things afoot if Belichick gets involved with any of these openings in the NFL. All right. Apologies for being a little bit distracted. I was having some technological issues going on here, and it was throwing me off. But we got everything fixed, so we're good to go. Don't have to worry about it. Everything is back on like it should be. So that is good. Appreciate everyone's patience. We'll be back tomorrow. I don't know if we're back in studio tomorrow or not. I got to figure out exactly what's happening for tomorrow's show, but I can assure you that we will at least be here. I think, you know, short of me getting sick sometime, and you know, having spent days with Rodgers, who knows? You know, maybe I get it. Maybe give me the ham bone infection. I don't know. That's it for us. Appreciate everyone tuning in and being a part of the show. We appreciate you. Please go follow, like, subscribe to all of our social media platforms: Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. All right. For Rodgers, I'm Patrick. Y'all be safe and careful out there, everyone. See you tomorrow from 1 to 3 on the Patrick